Recording. Okay. Hi, this meeting is being recorded. Welcome to the GIS and then community assessment class. And then let me share our class material, and then you guys can look at the entire screen. Entire screen and this screen one, sound and this. Okay. Can you see a website? I mean, the browser, guys. Okay, thank you. And again, unless you mention to me, it's kind of strongly suggested and even required to turn on the camera unless you have some specific issue and reason. And then we have a PhD students and the master students. By the way, when my eye is moving, I have the 3 big computer screen. So I'm still watching you, but except I'm watching, other screen, but I'm still looking at you. I'm not it's not like that. I'm not paying attention. So we are teaching a PhD students and MS students, and then they have a different a Blackboard. That's why it's a little confusing, but they will have almost identical. I have to make a copy, except the PhD students, you can click, this class button, and the master students who register as a master students in here, you need to click in here, join virtual classroom. So this one will come to the existing session. Now, wait, quick question. Those people who are not verified, can you see the screen or not?
No, we can't.
So thank you for letting me know. So in that case, I don't have any choice other than figure it out how to verify. So I will just say verify Allah. Okay, I did. Thank you. Thank you, princess. I see. So if I talk as if that I'm sharing screen or something and you don't, let me know. Verify new students. Wait. And I have another person who verify new students. Okay. This is, I'm sure that I will become an expert. Huh. You know what? Let me figure it out. New students. I'm supposed to be a techie, and then I'm really new student Sean Smith. So Tamia Brown, new students Tamia Brown. So everybody's verified, I guess. Okay. Now, can you see my screen now, everybody? Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we have to. You can either chat or you can do OX, right? So you can do this if it is yes. If it is not, you can do that, right? It's easy rather than everybody saying. So this is master students, you can join the virtual classroom here, right? And then, so this we have long way to go, and then I already spent 15 minutes. So we have a syllabus. I'm going to show you syllabus and then kind of explain. And then this is what we are going to do today. Wow. So every week I will put this kind of PDF file about what I'm going to talk about for that week. But also I will summarize what we did for the past, within a day or two. I understand that you will have a video and you will have a transcript access, but I will also summarize what we learned and then so you can, like the review. And then also you can contact me anytime. And then, if you have any questions, like, and then I can go over, with the Zoom. So let me just go over the like a quick syllabus like the in here, right? Uh, I don't want to really go over because that much because I assume that most of the setting is same. It's a three credit hours, and then I have this telephone. This telephone number is my personal phone. I don't answer any phone, but you can send me text, okay? And then email is the best way, of course, right? And then I will try to respond your email like almost right away within 24 hours. Like if you take my class, other faculty I usually respond is sometimes like a little later too. But I try to put the students as a like the first priority. Uh, no, you don't need to buy any book. A lot of the material will be provided through the internet, and then we have an introduction to spelling error already. Oh, I cannot fix it. Introduction to GIS, and then user guide and training manual. So you are going to use this one and the course format. So I know that a lot of people will be interested in like the grading. Um, so problem set every week there will be an assignment. But good news, I'm going to only check whether you submitted or not. Right? So it's not like the scale. It's the whether you finish it or not finish it, right, for the assignment. Because I realize that that's a lot of assignment every week. And then, I have to like the grading is a pain. But I'm going to give you answer sheet, right? So you can self-grade yourself. Hey, I did this one wrong. I did, and something like that. And also all the assignment, like for some of the people will randomly pick, and then they will do a presentation, quick presentation, like the following class. Class participation is a little difficult. It can be subjective, but basically this is totally based on the, your attendance. So if you are late to the class, I take 0.5 out. If you are missing class, I take 1 out. Of course, if there's a reason, like the doctor's visit and something, you can always email me in advance, or you can tell me later. But if you tell me later, you have to show me the proof. Okay, there's a midterm exam, final exam, but this one we'll see how it goes. Sometimes, I can make cancel one of the exam out and then focus on the final project. So final project and then GIS like the base project, so total 100. A will be over 90%, 90 to 100. B, like this scale. Assignment is due right before next week's class. So you have basically a week, right? And like you can read, it's almost same, right? And then the week 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to actually show you, but this one may change it depend based on the progress that we're making. I may add a little more, or I may just move certain thing to the next week. So you can please read this. This is like the weekly schedule. And then, so this is what we are going to do, class, like week 1. So let me just do a quick class survey. I just wanted to find out how much you know, right, about technology and all those. Oh, chat plus. Okay, everyone. Okay. Okay, so can you feel this? Like it take 30 seconds, or maybe I'm lying, 40 seconds. Yeah. So in the chatting box, there is a like the form. Oh, you guys already talk a lot. Like, is my background backward, Nora? Let me see. No, you are like, okay. Princess, what does mean? I felt like I was in jail. What jail?
And when we were unverified, you couldn't see anything, couldn't see any
Ah,
video,
I didn't
screen,
realize.
nothing. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Like you have to bear with me. Today is the first day that I use the class, right? So I guess so far I didn't make any major accidents yet. Yeah. So I see that nobody responded like complete. While you are like completing the survey, I try to make class like fun and with a lot of laugh because I believe that students need to be awake, and that is the best way to learn. But I guess I have to be a little careful about you know joke and all those. Jay, what are you holding? No,
Yes,
show me.
I'm holding a baby. Yes.
I only see the hair, so I was not sure whether it's a
Yes.
baby or
Yes.
puppy. Okay. What's the name?
His his name is Quinn.
Queen. Okay, cool, cool.
He's 6 months tomorrow.
Ah, my granddaughter is 6 months too.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, yeah. My granddaughter is 6 months. Cool. So Queen will be our mascot. We only have
Yes.
4 people. Guys, it will be easy. Just answer without thinking. This is not test anything at all. You can just click, click, click. I just want to assess like how much you are using for technology and all those. Okay. Okay, Laura, do you have any question?
Yes, quick question. I know you asked for our undergraduate major in our previous graduate school. So you want
Right.
that?
Anything like undergraduate major, and then if you did any if you went to any grad school, just write down like MBA.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason that I'm doing this survey is so I can address your need much better, right? And also some like also to understand like what is your interest, and then maybe I can, like to show some demo, right? Show some data and all those. So the detail would be better. And then we have right now 20, without me 19. So I expect that we have like the 19 responses. We have a 22 people. Yeah. Now I keep looking at Queen. Oh my God, he's so cute. Okay, we have a 15 people. Let me look at the response. Got it. So we have majority of people are PhD. Name, I don't need to look at name. Yeah, so the reason that I ask how do you want to be called, like, I think everybody has their preference. So I will try to memorize, how do you want to be called? And then email, city and state. We have some Nashville, Atlanta. Okay, nice, nice. We have Nashville and Nashville, Tennessee. But this is the issue of if you don't really control the data type, it kind of categorizes as several different, like, see, we have Nashville, T and N is a small case. I like, this is a good way. New Orleans, New York, okay, San Antonio. Wow. Okay. Now, just Wake Forest and U of South Carolina major, not the school. If you can like actually, submit it again. And area field of interest. Okay. Okay, I will look at it. Hobby is the one that I'm interested in. Photography, cooking. Okay. I love cooking. Traveling abroad. Computer, no. Okay, the reason that I asked Windows and Mac, the GIS program, the most widely used GIS program in the federal and state government is so-called the ArcGIS, ESRI product. I don't know whether you heard about the product name or not. The issue is the product is not working with Mac operating system, right? So that's why we moved to the open source GIS, so-called the QGIS, right? QGIS is open source, but you can like learn almost identical. However, later when you put into your resume or when you do certain thing, you may need to use the ArcGIS or ESRI product. So at the end of the semester, or like 2 weeks or 1 week, I will go over the ESRI, and then also I can give you ESRI account, right? So you can kind of practice like on either online or using somebody's like Windows computer. Smartphone, yeah, iPhone, yeah, is the majority. Word, good. Excel. So I have to like to know GIS, you need to know the certain like the Excel skill. I'm glad that we have like the almost everybody's more than 5. So if you guys need any help, we can have a separate session, right? Or I can record it. And then, I want to make sure that your Excel skill is at a certain level, right? So you can handle the data that can be fed into GIS, like the software. Because a lot of people think like when they see the map, wow, that's fancy. So I'm going to use a GIS like the layers, do this sophisticated analysis and all those. When you do sophisticated analysis, basically you just click the button, it does analysis, right? But most of the analysis require sophisticated database, which means you need to have a really clear understanding and knowledge about how to structure data. And then really basic of those data is kind of using Excel or spreadsheet or Google spreadsheet for this purpose. We are not going to use the big data, but so that's why the Excel skill is really important. So, when we do this session by session, if you feel like that you need to brush up or you want to have some kind of review, I can have a review session either during the Saturday or Sunday. Saturday and Sunday is better for me. I'm much more relaxed, like, but I can also do during the weekday too. Image graph editing, okay, Google Drive. This is good, Google Drive, because we are going to use a lot of Google Drive. Movie editing, we don't really need that much. Website design, okay. SPSS, says, okay. So for those people, especially in PhD, this is the must. I didn't put the R or PHP, or like a Python, but I assume that this is something that you are going to learn, especially SAS. SAS is the one that federal, like the health related and hospital, and then the county government and the state government are using. Facebook, social media, you may laugh by Facebook, but it's important to learn the basic concept of data dissemination. Twitter too, TikTok, ChatGPT, good. Those people who are not really using ChatGPT, maybe one day I will show how to use the AI. I kind of do as a side, like the things. You will be surprised, like how that AI evolved, and basically, uh, as long as you can use responsibly, which means responsibly means a lot, but basically you need to know what you're asking. And when AI responded, you need to know whether you can use that information or not, right? And also like kind of not rely on AI heavily, but you need to kind of understand the entire process. Expectation, Okay, literacy rate data, like it'll be easy, but then you will learn how to do. Ah, learn something new with AI. This is GIS class, but somebody already mentioned AI. Oh my God. Okay. Learn how to incorporate data into decision making. I'm going to next semester, I'm going to teach actually the big data with technology. I'm going to add some AI component. And also if there's enough interest of the people, I can actually have a separate workshop because I have like a weekly session, so I cannot really do AI component for this GIS class, but like let's see how it goes, and then I can even show how to use the AI in GIS while doing the research and all those. Hope to improve my understanding of need of community or good and excited to learn from me. Wow, somebody know how to make someone happy, right? So excited to learn from me. Wow. Oh my God, thank you. You really make my day, whoever person is, right? Not sure what to expect, honest. Okay, learn more about GIS and all those, learned a lot, learn, expect the information, love to produce my own GIS reporting. So actually you will be surprised. Today, you are going to create one interactive map. You should be actually really proud of yourself, right? That's what we are going to do. Uh, and usually my class, don't expect that I end a little earlier. I usually have a full 3 hours, right? So unless I got really sick, I actually I was a little sick today, so I had enough a little nap already and have a lot of peanut butter to make sure that I have energy. Okay, learn about this. So I'm going to look at this and I will try to make sure that kind of I add the additional, material and information. So what we are going to do, there's course format, weekly expectation, reading assignment, and weekly assignment. To be able to do the assignment, it takes like a minimum of 1 or 2 hours, 1 hours, right? But if you are willing, you can spend more time, and then of course, like the amount of time that you spend, you will learn more. And then this is a reading resource. Like one is the WHO, like World Health Organization, have a nice GIS information. Geography Information System of the Wikipedia provided good summary. What is GIS? ESRI is the one that I mentioned about the company worldwide. I mean, the owner is the Jack Dangerman. Actually, I happen to know him. So he just create this class from Harvard, and then this company is like the multi-billion dollars. It actually have most of the GIS market in the world. Now Google is trying to kind of, get it's getting some of the market share. And then public participation GIS is something that I do, is how to engage community and all those. So I'm going to do a quick presentation of what I did and what I do and what you're going to do. And then after that, Mapler Lite is actually a software actually I recently developed, and and you can use it for free, and then you will create your own map, which means actually you will learn the concept of how to create the map and how to disseminate, right? And then there's a sample map. For example, this is a sample map. You can click and link, or you will create the same kind of map. Like for example, this one. Can you see a screen, right, guys? Right. So this one is a map of all the short-term rental in Nashville, right? What is a short-term rental? It's like Airbnb, right? In Nashville, we have significant increase of population, but they've been building a lot of housing, but still they have a shortage of the housing, and then there's an issues, right, of the housing costs and all those. So what I did was I look at the Nashville website and download, their short-term rental data. Like they need to have a permit, and then I was able to show on the map, right? So this is all the short-term rental. You can zoom in, right? And then you can actually create the, how they are concentrated. And then you can look at the WeGo bus route and then bus stop, right? Or you can look at the land use, land pattern. Now it look complicated, right? You can create this kind of map within an hour. That's what we are going to learn. You may not believe, but one thing that you need to understand is technology becomes so easy, right? You just need to understand, what to use and then how to use. And then this one is my actually one of the favorite project that I did recently. You can kind of view what I did. This one, I mapped all the like rodent, mouse, right? It's the sanitary thing, right? All the mouse in the like rodent, like kind of, founded by people, and they took up they complain and all those. If you look at it, there's a 100-year floodplain. How can you tell? I was like making a joke. Even mouse know where is the dangerous area, right? Where is the area that has the potentially, like the, flood zone, like, so in case some kind of event happen, they are safe, right? So I think human is the one of the few, like the, species that kind of, even though it's dangerous, they still try to build and they still try to do a certain thing. Okay. And then there's some data source to practice, and then QGIS overview. That's what we are going to do. You need to basically download software and install by next week, right? So we'll try to create some actually hard copy map, right? That's what you're going to do. So I'm going to actually present. I have a PowerPoint that I kind of did. This slide. So you can, I think usually I don't show this PowerPoint like until at the end of the semester. And then a lot of students are asking, why didn't you show me in the beginning so we can see what is possible and what you do? So I realized it, I will just show you from the beginning. So my specialty, I think, I forgot to introduce myself. I think some of you know me, but so before I joined the School of Global Health, I was at the Department of like Family Medicine, but I was handling the, the environmental health and then so-called the exposure data. And then I was teaching at the public health and the data management and then GIS. But my background is city planning. So I have an engineering degree with city planning and then civil engineering. And then I went to Chapel Hill, UNC, and then I did city planning, but I did land use and environmental planning. And for my PhD at Rutgers, I did transportation planning and technology with health. A little weird, right? But because of my skill set, since 1991 and 2, I had a job like, called the health information specialist for the state of New Jersey. So I was handling mortality data, natality data, and then like the hospital discharge data and outpatient data, and then try to really produce and then try to visualize data and then, help with the strategic plan. So before I joined here, I did consulting, especially like for the strategic plan for the hospital system, like most of the hospital in New Jersey and New York, and then also like a pharmaceutical and also like the airline industry, like such as Delta Airline and all those. So, but I've been interested in how this technology can be used to engage community, and I'm going to show you why. So I don't know how many people see this kind of map. This map shows the years of light potential, like the years of potential life loss, right? And then you guys already know why this thing happened, right? Okay. Can somebody tell me like oop, yeah. So the reason that we have like a dark color in Mississippi and then this Appalachian is because of what? Can somebody tell me in here in the chatting?
Dr. Wentz, are we supposed to see a map right now? Because I think we're seeing repeats of your screen. It's like unless that's
Oh,
just me.
gee.
And
Oh my
also, would you mind repeating your question, please?
Okay, just a sec. But before, were you seeing the map? I think I messed up. Okay, window, and this PowerPoint slideshow. Can you see the PowerPoint now? Ah, boy.
Not yet.
Okay, just a sec. I don't wanna close this button. My computer is spinning. That means something happened. So, by the way, if something happened, everything shut, like, just make sure you just log in. I think I clicked the wrong button and then it's like spinning, all control, alt, delete, task manager, PowerPoint. So something is
I see a map now.
You see a map now? Okay, that's a good news. But let me see. I think QGIS, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete a lot of things. Are you guys seeing the map now? Hello? Okay. Just the US map. I guess I have to be careful. Okay. The spinning thing is going away.
Yes,
I
it's
will,
a US map with years of potential life loss before age 75.
thank you. Thank you. Uh-huh. Gallery view. I'm learning about this still. Okay, but I want to make sure that I can see you too. Okay, so I will just talk without saying it. So sorry. So basically, the reason that there is a huge like the difference, like there's a 20-year difference like of the life expectancy depending on where you live. And then the reason is like a lot of reason, right? Healthcare access, transportation, stress, and air, and the water, and all kind of things. You know what is funny thing that I was surprised? This one is Nashville. Of course, this data is from the government side, US EPA. So I don't know how accurate they are. I think they generate from the statistic. But this is one area that is really like underserved area. Their life expectancy is 50 years. Now, if you look at this, the Belmead, which is a little kind of, like a high income area, 83 years. What's the difference? 33 years of life expectancy difference, right? Of course, it needs to be verified. I think that the EPA, they just do the math, right? And then they just do the model, and then they just come up with this number, right? However, like you know, like this is really bad and then, high number. But also it makes sense in a way because if you look at the country as a county by county, you have a lot of people comparing with a large sample. But if you compare with a small sample, you may have more big difference. So what I do is the research is so-called the exposure. Exposure is defined as a measure of all the exposure of all individuals in a lifetime, how those exposures related with the health. So this is the research that I'm mainly doing it, right? In addition to the teaching. So if you look at this data, the health is affected by what? Social environment, traffic, built environment, natural green space climate, and also whether, diet and exercise, smoking and water, how it affects our health directly, but also it affects our genetic, right? How our gene behave, right? So it's called the epigenetic, right? So once we have a gene, depending on the outside like kind of impact, they can actually, act differently. Right? Fawn, do you have any question? You're on mute.
Thank you very much. I was wondering, did you assist in helping to develop the Social Vulnerability Index?
Uh,
Because this is very similar. I mean, without the graphics, it's very similar in the
yeah,
type
there's
of
a lot
information
of
it was.
people like in the country. They do this thing. I mean I didn't I like I'm kind of doing it in my own silo, right?
Mhm.
So I'm not really like I was not participating with that thing, but it's the almost same concept, right?
Okay. Okay.
But the thing that is important, why what you guys are doing important, physical activity and diet, right? I mean, I'm doing a lot of like food accessibility and then housing and all other project now. But food accessibility is an example, right? Even people want to have a healthy food, they don't have access, right? If you go to the like North Nashville or some place, right? Like they cannot have a healthy like fruits or veggie. Why? Because those area this is perishable. So it's easy to carry like the can or fried chicken and all those, right? So you can fry again and add salt, right? So it's not really issue of whether the person, is having apple or not. It's whether they can, they have access, right? But it's not just access, it's affordable too, right? So there's a lot of different issues. That's why that social determinant of health is important, and that's why that the political determinant of health, right, is important because it kind of guide those things. So community mapping is something that I do, like is using mapping technology to identify, understand, analyze, resolve, disseminate community issue with the explicit intention of education and engagement and empowerment, right? So I don't know how many people, I see that some, like one person is from New York City, right? When you go to New York, like, what is the most difficult thing for people, visitor? Finding bathroom, right? So I had the same issue in 2004 and 2005. Back then my kids were like little, and we couldn't find the bathroom because the line was too long, right? So I ended up going to the Penn Station by taking subway, right, to use the bathroom and come back. I had the three daughters, right? And then I said, there gotta be some way that we can, find out the bathroom information and then share. So I created a New York restroom map at the time. So I'm the one that who created the New York restroom map in 2005. And anyhow, like New Yorker and New York Times find out, so I become known as a bathroom guy since then. Right? I and then I realized it like actually 2 months ago. I was in Paris. I was visiting Paris, and then I realized that their bathroom situation is worse than New York. Like you have to pay like the €2. I see a lot of people are peeing on the street and then park, right? And then so I was making a joke that the hey, like the uh like yeah, Christian just say that all of the Europe. Yeah, actually, you know what? When I was in the uh when I visiting Rome, I actually the first thing that I do is to try to have a coin so I can use a coin to use a bathroom. Anyways, maybe we can talk about the bathroom issues like the later, like more long time. So I was like the feature, like, I created an app and then I was like featured in New Yorker magazine and all those. And then I was interested in how to turn map into the app and then how to make this kind of process quick, easy, and custom and in sync for the community people, like especially community health workers and then K to 12 and lots of the NGO people. the implication is great. Look at this. If you look at the map is actually Google Map. You know when Google began to serve their mapping service? 2005. Actually, they purchased technology from the Keyhole, like the technology. Michael Johnson is the CTO who created this site. We did a presentation together. He passed away several years ago. But so technology, like there's a lot of data which we are going to actually review. There's a lot of data and service available. So sometimes you think it's really complicated, but it's like every menu, like every a kind of ingredient put like is data is ready on your shelf. You just need to know that where they are, and you can grab it, and then you can make the things the way you want. Basically, there is a concept called the interoperability. Interoperability means that no matter whether you use what kind of software and then hardware and then data, you can actually drag it without translating information. There is a protocol, right? So that's what we are going to actually use those concepts to do a lot of different projects, even today's project too, right? So map and then all those services are available. Like you will be amazed what kind of data are available, health data especially, and environmental data, and also your smartphone that you have. I don't know how you are using smartphone, but it's way more powerful than the computer like 20 years ago, right? And it's like a broadcasting system. You can take pictures, you can measure something, it processes it, it's connected with the AI. Now you can disseminate information and then you can share the idea, right? So there's a lot of things really can be done. And so when I was at Rutgers, I did a lot of interesting projects. This is a project that I did with the female students, with the male students to look at the campus safety. So this is the app that I developed. Can you find me? Back then I had hairs, so I don't know. Yeah, this is me. Yeah, this is me. Yeah. So we did the first project for the safety of the female because even the campus look like the safe, but the female kind of see it from different way, right? From the different angle and their experience. So Rutgers campus is pretty big. With a bus, it takes 45 minutes to actually look at the entire campus. So what we did was we map all this data, look at the time, light index, like the top reason for filling of the vulnerability and blah, 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 take photo, right? And then it generated this kind of statistic in real time. But we find out some of the female, students say, hey, this is really creepy, it's dark. And then we have all the LiPo information. Why it is dark if there is a LiPo? Can somebody answer? Here's a typical example of the publicly available data and public data. Just because there is a LiPo or just because there is some kind of emergency kit, it doesn't guarantee that it's working, right? Right? Even public health, you may see, it's the same thing. We know that there's a lot of dentists. We know that there is a lot of physicians, right? But when you call them, what? Your waiting period is 4 months or 3 months, right? So can you say that it's available for the community? No, right? And also they only accept a certain insurance, right? I'm really horrified. Maybe I can share the example of my healthcare experience, right? But it's just amazing. So just because there is a number, a lot of HRSA, they are using number of physician per 1,000 population or something like that. What does that mean, really, right? Right. So it's really important that you understand data, and you may need to have a data the way that you want, right? So this is a light index. We actually measure the light with a smartphone. You can measure the light and all those. And then we find out some of the LiPo was broken, covered by tree, and all those, right? And then we look at the overlay data with the crime. and all those, and then we were able to, submit the report to the campus police and make an impact, right? So this is what I did, and this is the how I get into this kind of community mapping project. Those are like Latino students. Now you can find me easily this time. I don't know. Can you find me? Yeah. By the way, I lost most of my hair after I come back to Meheri. I don't know what they mean. Yeah, but anyway, I think school is semi-responsible. Gee, I forgot that I'm being recorded. Yes, okay. Yeah, let's go back. Yeah. Anyway, so these are the Latino students who really don't have a clear idea about going to college and all those. And then, but what we did was we actually, meet every Saturday and do this called the community service by using mapping. So we map all the sidewalk inventory. So doing entire neighborhood, it only takes 2 hours because it's a collective intelligence, right? Many students go there with a smartphone and add the data. You can collect all this kind of data. Now, so yeah, I did this one in 2011. So to be able to add the data, they need to look at the variable and all those. So they learn from this process. But all this data can be used for the municipality to set the priority, and they can look at the, set the budget, like how many, traffic signal is not working, how many sidewalk, is broken, and how many, the crosswalk, some of the painting is not working and all those. So you can see that the government cannot do anything to collect those data because first of all, they don't have budget and all those, but the citizen can collect data and then they can provide it to the government what they can actually do the analysis. But one of the things that affects me is one of the students call me, hey, Dr. Im, and I said, what? And he said, remember the sidewalk, the big pothole that I reported? They are fixing it now. Can you imagine how the boy might feel, right? So I see that through the engagement and then education, and then I call it the empowerment, right? So people, like the students, have experience, they do something, and then they see that they can actually make a change to the community, right? It really empower them. Wow, if I do something, right, I can really make changes. I think that's the best way to really engage community. And then, so I've been doing a lot of projects with them. A lot. So during the summer, and then on the October, we have like the major disaster happen, Hurricane Sandy. That's the 2012, like late October. So this is near my home. Like before I moved, I used to live in the Princeton, New Jersey. And then, so I was really panicked. I backpack everything, make sure that I have credit card, some cash and all those, and ready to, go out. And this is all the things. And then, this is the state line and one of the house all got burned out. And then electricity is out and gas station was closed because of the road got closed, electricity, they cannot pump the gas. So number one keyword, like the search, like word was where to find gas. So a lot of people are, abandoning like the, car and all those. So you know what I did with those students? Yes, we create the gas station map, right? Everybody know where the gas station is. However, they don't know which one is open, when is going to open, how long is the line, whether they have electric outlet and all those. So we update this data, and then, boy, I wish that I have more time. Maybe I will talk later too. So I got a phone call from White House. And then they said, so I will tell all this story about the White House and Department of Energy and Department of Defense. So these things going on almost 2 weeks intensively. So maybe one day, if I have time, I would just tell all the interesting story, how like with the students and White House and DOE and all those. So the data was used by the, FEMA, like the federal like emergency management. So they use this, and then even Google use our data. I mentioned about the interoperability, right? So once we put the data in our system, Google can directly connect that, and then it, like like they update the Google data. So we had about 1 million visitors a day, a day, right? So we have those things, and then so Department of Energy create the emergency call center, and look whose map they are using, our map that we are creating with the high school students. So we had like 50 volunteers, and then later we have like 15,000 volunteers through the social media. At that time, Mehri was involved in too, because I was actually the like kind of part-time faculty for the family medicine. So like a lot of the people, like research and students, were involved in updating data, because anybody can update through the internet and the social media. So I was like known as a bathroom guy, but I was now known as a gas guy. Anyway, so it was like in the WNBC and all those. So we were featured in Department of Energy website, and then I ended up going to, actually, I ended up like, I went to the White House because of this, uh, you know, uh, and so this is more like like the Google did the full presentation at the international conference about the disaster management. So they said that the Mapler tool, which you are going to use today, is the best tool during the emergency management. Actually, the late September next month, I am invited by UN disaster-related conference and going to talk about actually, about this case again. So even it is like 13 years, but it's like a well-known case of how citizens can participate, right, and kind of help during the emergency. Now, this one I can show data. So I do a lot of project with Mehdi, like the Nashville people. This is one of the projects that I did with the oral health need index project with all the indicator. This is Tennessee homeless shelter. Now, everybody know where the homeless shelter is, right? Do you guys know that those homeless people like do this or this? Do they have access to smartphone or not? Yes or no? Yes, most of them have smartphone. You will be surprised. That's their lifeline, right? So you will be surprised. A lot of homeless people have smartphone. And also it is there is a huge effort try to provide the cell phone, right? And also like the basic cell phone service. So by using that, they can see who provide the hot meal, who provide the shower service, right? Who has a clothes and all those. Those are the information that can be changed. So I developed this one actually to serve the homeless people. I did during the Hurricane Katrina. I did a similar project, to map the like all the after hurricane, like Katrina, like kind of damage, and then BP oil spill. I work with the environmental, like the conservation, and then those activist people to map the all the like spill activity too. So I do work with a lot of like the environmental disaster and then environmental health data. This is one project that I did with the Ebola mapping, but you can see everything is related with the map, right? So during the Ebola, like a lot of people got panic and confused. So there is a tweet data. There is a 500 million tweet data per day. Can you imagine 500 million tweet data, right? So we access those data and then extract any information about the Ebola and the flu, and then try to see a pattern of what's happening. So I did like this kind of project in US and Korea, maybe like like almost 2,000 project for past like the 20, like the almost 30 years, right? And then so maybe I can show some of the project that I did. I will show you some of the project that I did for the hospital system, and then like the public health, and then even to global system too. One of the demo that I show you is actually one of the healthcare facility for the Tanzania. You will be surprised. That map was created within 15 minutes, right? You just need to have an idea and then data, right? Now, so I joined the Meheri in 2016 full time. So this is the like first project that I did, mapping safe route to school. So I was like featured in NPR, WPLN, right? Now look at the kids doing with her dad to assessing sidewalk, right? What does that mean? Because we think it's safe, but when kids look at it, what? It's totally different, right? It can be super dangerous, or it can be fun for them, right? So that's why that we need to have diverse perspective of the data, right? So we can address the issues, right, more universal way. Right? Like especially those people who are being affected, right? We should be able to get the information, like get the feedback from them. But to be able to get the information and get the feedback, you need to provide the right information, right, in a way that they can understand. That's why the map is really powerful, right? And then they look at this. So we create the Safe Route to School project, and then during the COVID, I create a COVID dashboard. This is the work that I do with the Nashville social service to look at the social service resource during the COVID. So what I'm going to do is even I don't finish my PowerPoint, I will have a break at the 6:50 up until 7, and we'll do actual practice and exercise, and then I will do the rest of the PowerPoint next week, right? And then maybe like the next week I will tell some like, funny story too before I record it. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So in 2020, we have this Nashville has a like severe tornado, so we have like 24 people were killed, right? You look at all the damage, and then I took this photo, right? Downtown Nashville was really horrible, but somebody has to assess the damage quick, right? So volunteer people go and visit each of the property. We map which one is destroyed, and then major destroyed, minor, and affected. So you can provide the information right away, and then you can assess. But what I was interested in was so we assess the damage, right? Post assessment, but what's happening for the resiliency? This one is interesting actually. The more like low income area, right, with underserved area has way more like a severe damage and destroyed house, right? And one of the thing is once it got destroyed and then damaged, often sometimes they don't have insurance, they don't have like way to really like recover the process. So it's been bought by the developer. I mean, those people who are interested, I have all the information about the owner of the property, the tax. You will be surprised how kind of data are there, right? It's basically your questions and then how to address and your willingness. So what I was interested in is, so what is happening, after this, all the damage is done, like what's happening like to all those property. So we actually were trying to go to the field and do the survey. And I was surprised, North Nashville is somewhat notorious. We have the most number of incarcerated people per population. I don't know. Some of students know I live in actually, on campus. I live on campus. And then sometimes every evening there's a gun sound. Right? Oh, Kimberly asked, how did they provide the data to you? They don't provide the data, but I was able to find it. Maybe I can show you how to find it. There's a lot of data available, but the government not necessarily try to really promote people. Some government do, right? But during the Obama administration, they actually see that providing data can actually help the government, right? There's a concept called the co-production and co-creation. right? So they had several like the law passed, like the Freedom of Information Act, and then there's a several law passed. So any data that is produced by using taxpayers' money, they are supposed to provide it. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, oh, thank you, Jade. I think why I'm so excited to like teaching and doing project with you guys. I'm really like that, super excited. So Kimberly said, I'm very interested in how to pull data from social media. So here's the thing. I used to know a little bit of the technology up to 1990, but to function well, I realized it, I'm good at, conceptualize, visualize, and make things happen and to put the right resource. So I have a several programmer and then data scientists and computer scientists. So you just need to connect with the right people, right? So, but to be able to do, you need to know, right? What needs to be done, right? And who can do, right? And then you need to have a relationship, right? I mean, trustful, like kind of relationship. We can talk all those things. I think there's a lot of things that we can actually do. Now, I have 8 more minutes before the break. North Nashville, Tennessee. So we know that it's a historic Jefferson like neighborhood. I don't know how many people know North Nashville well. OX, North Nashville. OXX. Wow, Christian, you don't know North Nashville? Oh my gosh, I'm surprised. Okay. North
I know
Nashville.
it, but you said know it well. But you said well. I know.
Okay. Okay. So North Nashville is really like rich, like the history of the Black community and jazz and music and food. But in 1960s, it's like basically cut by the interstate highway, right? I-40, I-65. It's really horrible, but that is what happened in Baltimore and most of the major city. That's one of the sad story of the planning history, right? How they cut all the, you know what? One of the funny story. They tried to put the interstate highway 95 through the Princeton, right? You know the Princeton, New Jersey, where Princeton University is, but they failed. So they couldn't make the highway from that section. Can you believe? Except those areas who doesn't have power, right? And who who didn't have voice, right? Like they just let the highway go through their neighborhood. Neighborhood got all crushed. That's what happened to the North Nashville. So they have a high poverty rate, limited access to health food. They have several times of hypertension and diabetes, right? And so I was invited to actually give a talk to, Nashville, like the Health Equity Coalition. So now it's a Nashville Health. So I did my mapping and all those, and they got excited. So now I'm doing portion of the community asset. So I create this map and kind of high blood pressure map and all those. But so I kind of identify community asset that can affect the hypertension, access to the healthy food, availability of the healthcare risk, like the service and all those. So but there's some map already done by the federal government and state government. But as I mentioned about like a LIPO, there's an issue. They just do it for the like high level view. So when they look at the food accessibility, they only look at the income data and then access data, right? I want to show you next week how Nashville city itself create the food desert area, and then you will be surprised. They define North Nashville as a non-food desert area based on the statistic. I think the methodology is wrong. So I'm actually writing a methodology and kind of counter, like a kind of, I'm trying to put an article, right? Why? Because that's ridiculous, right? Okay. So anyway, and they only put the like a grocery of the big grocery, Walmart, Kmart, right? Kroger, and then like the Whole Food. Those Nashville people, they never go to Whole Food. I shouldn't say they never, but some people, right? because it's being gentrified, right? But there's a lot of small mom and pop, cultural store, food pantry, farmers market, and all those. So they don't really count it, right? So I kind of see, hey, like let's just use the community mapping, use all the data, so we can get more accurate local food provider data, doing the spatial analysis, GIS, right? Accessibility based on mobility, GIS, cultural consideration. For me, my quality of life depends on the whether we have a Korean grocery near here or not. Unfortunately, we don't have really good Korean grocery in here, but I'm able to manage. But food quality and affordability, and then healthy food option, food education and literacy, community engagement and policy and advocacy. So I created this app 2 years ago. We did this project. There's a lot of Mehri students and community people. So we did like all the community survey, we were able to identify all the food, available data and all those like like a overlap. But so not just the data as a like the co-production. When I say co-production, means government do not have all the resources, so they are creating together with the citizen, right? So that's why it's using the word co-production. But it's not just co-production. The concept is by doing this co-production, the citizen have a co-ownership of data, and then they can engage better, and then they can provide the data from their perspective, right? So look at this survey. To what extent did participating in this survey food provider impact your understanding of food access in North Nashville? A, not at all, slightly, moderately, very extremely, right? And then they give a lot of idea. One of the reasons that I like, some of the ideas you already know, right? But one day maybe I can kind of describe how the human evolution happened. Right now, I'm writing a book about the genetic and epigenetic and culture and technology with AI. But the reason that we were able to survive is in a way that evolution, in a way that it's a diverse population, right? So if everything has the same gene, right? If there isn't like something happen, everybody will get killed, right? But there is a variation. So something that becomes strong, right, for certain event survive. That's why we need to have a diverse, right? Like that's why we need to have a diverse. I can actually talk this about the banana case, the avocado case, and all those. Even the potato, like even potato, we have like more than 200 type of the potato based on the weather and all those like drought and all those. But because of they try to do the mass production, they only have few type of the potato, even one or two type of banana, right? But oh my God, sometimes I digress myself too much. But the reason that I think a community people need to be involved in this kind of process, you can have so many ideas, and then some of the idea is something that you never thought about it, but it can solve the community issue. Because they are the one who experience, right? They are the one who live there, so they may have certain view. Does it make sense? I don't know. Try to nod your head, say what, or something like that. Yeah, sometimes, that's why I need to see your face, right? See whether you guys are listening or not. Yeah, thank you, Laura. At least they give thumbs up. Like it's a little difficult, right? So anyway, so this is the next one. What benefit do you see participating community mapping activity, contributing to the local community, building relationship with the community membership and all those, right? So you can see they are learning, right? They are being engaged and then they are being empowered, right? To what extent did community mapping workshop help you feel sense of responsibility toward the local community, right? So I will actually share this slide. I don't usually do, but you can look at it. And also like the certain section, I'm going to revisit and then kind of explain to you too, right? And then they provide lots of idea, right? And then people give feedback. Oh, it's 6:50. So let me just finish this one, and then I have like, oh my God, I have 110 slides, and then I only did 60 slides, and then I was like hoping to finish within an hour. So it was my fault. Okay, but let's have a break for 10 minutes, not 10 minutes, 9 minutes until 7 p.m. And 7 p.m. We will do actually practical things, so you can create your own map, right? And then this slide we will continue next week. Okay, let's have a break until 7 p.m. in CST, right? CST, Central Time. Okay, thank you guys. Hey guys, it's 7 o'clock. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for being on time and thank you for turning on the camera. I need your camera is like the feeding my energy. Yeah, so I know that some people, you are not at the condition that you cannot, but unless they are strongly encouraged, that's the best way that I can gain energy and then, like make it more interactive. You don't want just me like read a book. Hello, today I'm going to talk about GIS and blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen. You can leave the things from your chatting box. Oops, I forgot. Now, where am I sharing? See, this is not really helpful. Okay, window, entire screen, here, sound. Okay. So can you see my screen, guys? Thank you. Thank you. Oops. To this gallery view, gallery. I don't really see it. See. Okay. I want to make sure that I can see you guys in here. So if you guys seeing the screen, so we are going to do actually Mapler things, and then you may wonder what is Mapler. Actually, I named the Mapler. I'm the one who create this. I'm a little shy not to try to really show this thing, but I make a major breakthrough, so which can be used by almost anybody and for free. That's why that I was able to show you. If it costs money, I wouldn't, ask you to do this. It has all the link, but let me show you this link first. This is the project that I did like only this year or last year, a Nashville community health need, right? And you can visit the site. So it has all the FQAC, University of Community Health, United, and then all the hospital. Some of the site is for community service, community health center, and all those. And then, so you can look at the even FQAC, and you can see, where they are concentrated, right? Right. And all those. And then you can see the opacity range. And then the beauty is you can see all the doctor's office. Within like is it Nashville? Yeah, Nashville area. And then we have WeGo bus route. It's all available. You can visit it, right? And then county boundary. But today, I am working on something with the Nashville Council. So like, they can see with the council district and then they can see other data. But one of the cool thing, like for example, if you look at it, you can look at the population density, see how population density changed in Nashville. This is 2000 and this is 2010. This is 2020. Huh? So you can see how it like kind of change it and look at the percent like percent black population like African American. You can see they are concentrated on the downtown, especially in the Germantown area in 2000. And you can see it changed it. Look at the 2020. Germantown become super gentrified, right? So eventually, I think for next 10 years, this entire North Nashville will be gentrified, and then like there will be more like incoming, young professional compared with the old like people. I've been talking with the Nashville social service people how to handle these issues because by the time all the infrastructure they are building now for the like the like a existing resident, it ended up being used by all those people who are coming and who are going to occupy like this place. But one thing that I did was you can look at this one later, but there's a percent foreign born Look at this percent foreign-born people in 2000 and 2010 and 2020. Okay? So what is the relevancy with healthcare? Percent of foreign-born, right? Insurance, language, cultural competency, right? There's a lot of different issues that you need to take care of, right? That's why the mapping is really important. You can see what's going on and you can see what might be the need, right? And you can compare this one with the supply side too. Of course, seeing is different. You need to be able to create this one with some kind of statistic, right? And then also you can look at the percent person below the poverty, right? Wow, look at the North Nashville, Germantown, totally changed it, but this place is being changed. But if you look at it, there are even the people with the depression. Hey, yeah. I'm surprised. East Nashville has more population who are depressed. I don't know, there must be a reason, right? And cholesterol screening, mental health, I guess that's East Nashville too. Yeah. Yeah. And then diabetes, North Nashville, right? So all depends on what kind of disease you are looking at. Disease has its own signature, and you can see different pattern, and you can see different population being impacted by, and then you can see, what kind of the input, like the other variable, we call social determinant variable, and then other variable will affect, right? That's why looking at the data, like in this context, is important. Obesity, of course, obesity is related with the diabetes, right? You can see the similar pattern, yeah. And then, but one thing that I did is the diabetes and obesity. Look at this. I look at driving time. So whenever I do the consulting project for the hospital, we look at the driving time. This is a driving time to Nashville General. So basically they use the 15 minutes in the urban area, right? However, in North Nashville, we still have a lot of people who do not have a car, right? And old who cannot use a car. So what you can do is public transit. This is where how people can have access to the public transit within 60 minutes, right? So it's not just the distance. It's not just driving time. You need to really look at from the various different perspective, right? Depending on the need, right? Right? And then mapping is a powerful tool that you can really visualize what's happening. But another thing that is important, even in the era of this big data and AI, we open connect the data, try to understand. You have social security number, you have telephone number, you connect the data, right? But if you have a location is a connection, so you can overlay with lots of data and look at the proximity. So a lot of data can explain this one point of location or location of this time difference, what kind of exposure, what kind of access. And are you guys following me? Right. Yeah. That now you can see why I'm so excited with what I do, right? Yeah. So this is a project you can view. Unfortunately, like this side is not being supported, so I may have to shut down the machine because it costs a lot of money for the server side. But you can use it. I'm not. That's why I'm not showing actually a lot of my URL to other people. But for this class, you can kind of look at it. You can see the potential. The issue of this kind of site take a lot of technical expertise, time, and money, and server space. So what I was thinking is, is there any way that I can create something that people can really use it and then develop the map site simple way and also almost free? So I was thinking, why don't I use a Google spreadsheet and they can keep the data in Google spreadsheet? I make a software that can communicate with Google spreadsheet and create a map. So in that case, I don't need to worry about my server costs, right? and then I can provide the basic, like the, functionality at extremely low, like kind of maintenance. And then I don't need to be responsible for the data either. A lot of issue is the data issue, right? Whether what you have in your server is, the secured, HIPAA and all those. But since we are not hosting any data at all, so we are okay. So let me just show how I can do. So I just go to the New York Open Data, right? I want to map the rat, like rat location, right? I'm going to show you there is a 211, 311, 911 data. I don't know whether you know the difference. 911 is emergency call, right? And then 311 is a service and non-emergency call, such as rat or somebody cat is hanging on the tree. It's not emergency, right? It can be emergency. Well, like something like like the public urination or something. 211 is the looking for service, like, hey, here is a homeless shelter or something like that. So there's a 3 different kind of like information. All this information is archived and available. Can you imagine what you can do, right? Right. So we'll actually go over this. So this is 311 in New York data. So I go here, and then so 311 service request to 2010 to present, right? So I'm going to click this, right? I'm going to show you something quick. So I want to look at this, and this is all the data, attachment, action, yeah, query data, right? So you cannot really download this data. This data is too big. This one is not that big. It's 400,000 case only, like, so it's not that big. But what you can do is a column filter, right? Unique key and agency, complaint type, and all those. So like the descriptor, I can just say that has contained. We are going to learn everything later. So rodent, right? And then it will find out all the data that has rodent related with complaint. Are you guys following me, right? So you can do time and then type. So you can do anybody complain about the noise, anybody complain about the public, like, like fight and then smoking, you can find those information and then look at it. We have even all the tree data. Now, New York happened to have a really good database, right? Chicago has, right? And then LA and then San Francisco. Nashville, it is trying, but like you don't really see a lot of data yet, but there is some specific way that you can actually pull out data, But anyway, it's running query, and then you can get the data. Maybe I should tell them that get the only 1 year data. So once you have this data, this is what I get it. I got it in only January 2025, and then July 13, 2025. You can see complaint type is the rodent. Do you see rodent? Hello, right? So I only extract those data and then download it. And the good thing of the New York, sometimes you don't need to, but it has latitude, longitude. Do you guys know what latitude, longitude is, right? Say yes, please. Too late. You cannot drop the class, right? So latitude, longitude is in the earth, like X, Y, so you can pinpoint the location, right? So once you have latitude, longitude, they provide the latitude, longitude. Once you have latitude, longitude, and all this information, you can create a map, right? That's what I did. So look at this, and we'll do step by step. So I go to File, and then Share. I want to share this information. And then anyone, make sure you put the anyone with link. I have a manual and all those. Viewer and copy link. I just copy the link. But remember, this is a data component. There is a map layer component, which I'm going to show you. This is all the publicly available GIS service you can use. I give you all the list of all the service available, right? So what you do is you go to mapler.com, right? It's my site. I named it. You have to say, wow. Anyway, so if you use a Gmail, you can actually log in as a Gmail. So it doesn't, it doesn't ask any information at all. and then go to dashboard. We are going to do step by step with some sample data. And then add site. So I'm going to say, hey, I want to do New York raw data, right? Open, and then you can have a map type, light, and then dark, or you want to see satellite, right? And then standard, okay. And remember that the Google Sheet that I just downloaded, right? I just did paste it. And then you see that the setting is show up, right? So setting show up, and once you click setting, all you have to do is what? Put latitude. Where is the latitude? Yeah. Drag this latitude here because you need to know the location. Drag this longitude. And then name is the maybe unique key, complaint type, descriptor, location, agent's name. I would just put the unique key, right? And then you can put the category, complaint type. Complaint type, I think we only have a rodent, right? So I click OK, and then I will just put the name, rodent map in NYC by SGH. Are you guys do you guys understand this conceptually? We'll actually do the project together, right? So once you do, I click save. I scroll down. You have a map. So what you can do is you can see this, you can see, each of the individual, you can see the information, and you can search, you can create a density map, right? And also you can overlay with the floodplain, evacuation route, and all those based on what you want. So what I did was in here, the reason that I'm doing this is, first of all, I'm so excited with what I do, but this is a good way of understanding how to map the data, how to use the existing source. We are going to create the like the one by one with actual structured way. But first, the session, I just want to show you some taste of it can be really easy, right? Once you identify data. And if you have list up all the Chamber of Commerce data or urgent care data, even without latitude longitude, I will show you how to map it too, right? That's the exercise. So in here, there's a manual. You can look at the manual, and then there's a YouTube tutorial, right? You can look at the YouTube tutorial later. And so here is a data source that we are going to use it, right? So what you do is I'm going to put it into the chatting box. Somebody can put the chat box in here. Public, I'm not really good. Okay. So can you open this? No, if you open it, I think this one is the New York City Museum. So what you do is you need to copy, right, of your own data, right? So we have 5 people. And then let me know if if I'm talking too much, or too fast. We only have 7 people to join. I don't know what's happening to other people. Remember, this is an assignment. So do it now if you can. So you don't need to. So I sent to you the Google site. So we have the 22 students. So I assume that we need to have at least 15 or 20 students. So once you have this data, look at this. We have a museum in New York. This is one of my intern did, latitude, longitude, closing, ticket price, special category. And if you look at the map layer, these are all the map. Now, what you can do is let's just copy and then make your own. So you can go to file, make copy. So you can make your own data, right? Make copy and put into your working directory. I will just say use sample data by Wansu. Something like that. All you have to do, this is like the same thing. If you download any data from the publicly available data, you will have this kind of data site. But you need to make sure that you actually save as Google Sheet. You cannot use Excel data or something. So you need to make sure you convert to the Google Sheet. So once you have, I just made a USA sample underscore Wansu. Can you type number 1 on the chatting box if you're able to do it? I want to make sure that how many people. 1, Tamia, thank you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. Okay, let me count it. Okay, I think it's enough, right? Thank you, guys. So once you have this, you want to make sure, put file. I want to make sure that this can be read by using the program, right? So go to file and share with others. Make sure that you can put this restricted as anyone with link. Anyone with link can view the data. That's what it means, right? Because if you can read by yourself, program cannot read and then they cannot create a map. So make sure that when you do this, you only do this without confidential data though. Got it? Okay. So don't put like I don't know, your family address, telephone number, and all those, right? But I mean, any kind of publicly available data, like the information that public can have access. Look at this. So once you do this, you can do copy link. Just follow me, copy link, and then done. So what I did was I create a Google Sheet, set as anybody can read, and then I copy the Google Sheet address. Everybody's clear? Everybody understand what I said, right? Do this time, OX, or I don't know. Okay. Now, you go to mapler.com this time. Now, I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to use another account that I'm not as a admin. So Wansu Im, CMC Korea. So I do this. So I'm the same level. We have several different level. If you guys need to create more, I can actually make you like the different kind of status. I mean, we are still doing the beta testing. So you may have this dashboard. Do you see dashboard? Hello? Yeah, drop the link. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Tamia. Yeah, don't hesitate to ask me anything. Yeah, so this is the site, mappler.com. Once you click, right, what you do is you go to login, and then I assume that everybody has a Gmail account. Like if it's not,
Hey, Dr. M, I didn't have the dashboard.
I will show you.
Okay.
So once you do it, you go to, you log in with any of your Gmail account, right? And then you will have a dashboard in here. Do you see? Do you have now? If you did what I did, type number 2 on the chatting box. 2. Good. Okay. Alat, I think that happened really rare, but you have to kind of, what browser are you using? Try to use another browser, like either Fox something or Microsoft one, right? Because there is something in the memory. Yeah, if you use a Chrome, it will work. Yeah. So once you do click dashboard, and you will have this. I'm going to delete this one. So I'm going to click this 3 and then delete. So you have this empty. Right now, you can only create one map, But if you need for your project, I can actually, give you more like account. So click add site, right? Let me know if I'm going too fast, right? Click add site. All you have to do is now setting the map, boundary of the map. So I click this and you can zoom in, zoom out. So we are talking about the library of New York, right? So make sure that you choose the New York in here. You can do same thing with the homeless shelter or food pantry. One of the map project, if you guys are interested, I want to map all the happy hour place in Nashville. So when you guys come, we can go to happy hour at a certain time, right? So I just choose the like New York like this. This is important unless they cannot really like they click information and then get the information. So setting map based on your data is important. Okay. Let me know if you need extra time. I have
I
10
do. Hi, Dr.
Yeah.
Dr. Mansu. This is Fawn. I am still on where it says add site.
Okay.
So I'm where it says click to add. So I have add site up and I named it the Library of New York. So what
Okay.
did I'm sorry, I missed.
Just a wait. Yeah. So did you do my site and did you do add site?
Yes, sir. I did my site and I'm at yep, I'm right there.
Yeah, just wait. And also, guys, like I just want to show you something. In here, we have a detail, actually the manual, and also you have a really nice, like actually YouTube too, right? So you can look at this one, and also this class is going to be recorded and transcribed, and also I will make sure that I kind of put the additional information, so you should be okay. So once you have this, so you click map setting here, this button, click, and you want to define the area that you are working on it. So this happened to be New York Library, but for your project, wherever you are, you can do food pantry or like the urgent care center or like anything, homeless shelter, right? But any kind of project. So you do this, click OK. Now remember the Google map that we copy, right? So what you do is you paste it here. Oh, I copy mapler.com. Wait, this one. So I'm going to do this, share, and then copy link, right? I copy link and then paste the link. Once you paste it, you may see the setting here. Do you see setting? So if you click setting, now it's showing that, hey, I read that the Google file. I want to show that which one is the latitude, longitude, which is the data, which one is the category, right? So you drag lat, you click mouse and then drag it to the latitude. I know that the screen is really small. Sorry, guys. Wow, I know how to make the screen bigger. Oh. So now you can do longitude here. And you can do name in here. And you can do category in here. If you do category, you will have category of the library because it read the data. It kind of shows what kind of category you have. So you can click this art and children's, and you can choose another icon, color. Are you guys following? I'm doing too fast. I know. I was
So
just
I'm having an issue now. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So once I go to the map category setting, I don't have the options to move. I don't have any of the categories. I only have the latitude, longitude name at the top, but I don't have any place to move it down to. That
Okay, so maybe you wanna share the screen?
sure.
Okay, yeah. Just a sec. Let me close this, and I have to give a permission to share. Apparently, Yeah, you want to share the screen and then I can look at it? I mean,
Are you
some
able to see my
people
screen?
who- yeah.
So you see, I don't have any place to move anything to.
Ah, I think it's your Google setting. Like, can I go to your Google sheet?
Sure. This, right?
So yeah. Why don't you go to and then go to the Google site, copy and then go to open the Google site. Can you share the Google screen?
Are you able to see it? I'm not sharing anymore.
No. So
You're probably sharing one window, Joseph.
Joseph,
Oh, got it.
yeah.
Got it.
Now, anybody were able to create the map successfully, by the way, raise your hand. No?
I just
Okay.
press click. I was
Okay.
going to ask a question.
Okay. So, class data by Wanswin. Why you put the Wanswin? Supposed to be your name. Okay. Go to file.
I'll fix it.
Yeah. Go to file. Share. Share with others. You see, it's restricted. Right? So you need to change it anyone with link. And then
Okay.
copy link. And done.
Got it.
Yeah. And then you may have to redo the process again, right?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you guys for letting me interrupt.
No. It's okay, guys. Like there are so many things that I want to show you. So I'm sometimes like too excited. So excuse the. Okay. Wait. I need to see. This one is a little different with the actual zooms. I'm a little confused. Can you see my screen now, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dr. Winston, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I've made the map fine, but I was wondering when you click on the settings for Google Sheet and then it says settings, and those options that show at the bottom, can you click on your settings just so that we're
Let me show you this one. So I go to the setting and then I do this.
So
right?
that was yeah. So that was my question. Sorry, is these options that from name to category, they were already pre-populated there? Like where does that come from?
I don't know. That's a good question. So sometimes this is the thing. Once you don't go through the like exact process and you visit it and all those things again, it actually like got confused. It got messed up. This is one of the error that we are looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to my site again, right? And then create a new site. Right? Let me just do it again. I had the same issue, right? As I can show you. So if I go here and then open and then copy this setting, now you can do it, right? So sometimes you have to go and then reset, right? I think it's confused with the memory. But for those people who has the issue, right? Let me just finish this and then we will have time to go over. I just want to make sure that like the other people can just do we have like the 2 seconds for the last step, right? And then I will be available even after class that I can show you. I know like that this is exciting though, right? Can you see potential? Please say yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. Okay, so latitude, longitude, name, category, and then I can put the category like the color, and then culture, all those, and then hit OK. And then I will just say name NYC library by SGH, right? And then you can put the site information later. And once I do the save, I can preview and you can see the map, right? and you can see the data point, right? And then you can see density map. You can do a search, like a search NY. Oh, I guess there's no NY. Museum. Yeah. So if you click this Bronx Museum, it goes there. Cosa Museum, it goes here, and all those. And also, you have this map data, county boundary, congressional district. Now, you may wonder, this is one of the things that I need to ask my staff to fix it. You have a lot of the map layer, but they only do until top 6, right? I think they put the limitation of the number. I will like to change it. But for example, I'm only interested in, let's say, tree canopy, and land use, land cover. I'm going to delete this, right? I'm going to delete. So this is like the kind of real time. So land use, land cover, and all those. So I do this, and then if I refresh the map, look at how it changes, right? So I can look at this one. You can look at the land use, land cover. So we have library of all the data in here, map. So as long as you put the map, I have more list of the data by state and then, like the country. So as long as you know the address, you can use as a background layer. Right? So basically it shows you how to create your own map and then how to use other resource and create a map of your own need. Now, I want to show you one more thing, and then I will help other people who need help. Now, here is the thing. I mean, basically, this week 1 has all the resources. So if you have time, I strongly suggest try to create a map, something that you are interested in by next week. Urgent care center and all those. So let's say this doctor's office. I have this doctor's office. Open sesame, copy. You can actually copy and then make it your own too, right? Now this one do not have latitude, longitude. Are you guys following me, right? So you may have Chamber of Commerce or doctor's office, hospital, but you may not have latitude, longitude. So I'm going to show you how to create the latitude, longitude for free. And so if you know this, you can create any map. Just imagine, right? Let's have a deep breath. So give me a sentence. How am I doing so far? Guys, give me some energy. I feel like I'm like a social media person, try to get some kind of.
This is really good.
Okay.
I'm eager to figure this out.
Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. See, like that's why I like to have interaction and then eye-to-eye contact, and then talk with you. Okay. Wow, Tamia, you are following everything. That's a good news, right? So this one, I want to copy this, like make a copy, right? I will say Nashville doctors, right? Oh, it's a midterm exam. See, so it was part of my midterm. Okay, so I'm going to actually put into my USA data set and then copy Nashville doctors Excel. So once you need to copy it. But this is an Excel data as a form. So what you have to do is you need to go to File, Save as Google Sheet, right? Like the Joseph, remember, once you miss one step, like, previous event happened, right? So make sure that you follow this. So I go to Save as Google Sheet because we are using function of the Google, right? So this is a copy of Nashville doctors. So I can just say this time I can change the name. Don't put Wansu, you guys. Don't put your name. I will just put my name here. Why Wansu? Now I wanna be able to create the latitude, longitude, which means the geocoding. Geocoding means using address. You can pinpoint the location on the map to be able to do it, you need to have a latitude, longitude. Got it? So what you do is you go to extension. Do you see extension, everybody? Tamia, it doesn't let you generate the map. How should you do? I will look at it, with you one by one. Don't worry, right? Or you can just follow step by step and try. If it doesn't work, I'm available on the Zoom. Don't worry. And then extension, there is an add-on, right? So Google spreadsheet, all those things. One of the things that you are going to learn, not just Google, but learn the basic function of the certain programming language. So it'll make your productivity really like super, like 2 or 3 times more. So add-on, get add-on, right? Add-on, get add-on, and say search app. Awesome, right? Awesome. AWESOME. So once you do awesome, you have this geocode by awesome table. Do you see geocode by awesome table, guys? Type 1 if you see this geocode by awesome table on the chatting. 1, 2, only 2 people, 3, only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So once you do it, you can click this and you can click this geocode by awesome and install it. Right now, I already installed. That's why I have uninstall, right? Install it. So
Dr. E, do you mind
Yeah.
going back to how you get to the extension piece?
Okay. So what I do is from here, I go to extension and add-on, and there's a get add-on, right? Once you click get add-on, you can type geocode or awesome geocode too. You can type geocode. So if you type geocode, you will see these are all the additional plug-in people develop it, to add additional function for the Google spreadsheet. There is a lot of tool like this. I'm going to show you like from the process. So all geocode by awesome table, if you click it, you have this geocode by awesome table. So you click this and you can install. Once you install, what happens is you will have in extension this menu, geocode by awesome table. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Hello. Can you hear
I have
me?
the extensions option. I think maybe because I'm on a Mac, I don't know. I have to go figure out how to add
Mac
that in real
should
quick.
be, but you can look at it. If there's an issue,
Yep.
we can But I think if you look at the help file, it should really explain well. So you go to geocode by awesome table. There's a start geocoding. Do you see this menu? You see this menu, start geocoding. Now it's going to say, hey, I want to do the geocoding. Try now for free. Current sheet is this the sheet 3, right? So this can be named, right? Sheet 3, address column is address, right? Don't do address 2 because it's a suite number. And look at this, geocode. Look at my screen, guys. Look at my screen and see what's happening. Whoa. Say whoa. You are not impressed? That's cool, right? Now, once you have latitude, longitude, can you geocode it? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Now you know how to create a map. So in theory, you can have any address of any healthcare or farmers market, chamber of commerce, or anything like that. And then you can geocode it for free. You can geocode it up to 750 points, which should be okay per day. If you need to geocode it more, you can give Google $5 and you can geocode for 10,000 points per day. So I'm not per day for $5, but for like 750 points, it should be okay. Or you can create another Gmail account and just do another 750. I mean, yeah. See, yeah, Adora, you can literally make anything. You know what? You have
Dr.
yeah.
Dr.
Yeah.
Ansu, a quick question. So for places, for example, outside of the US that may not have
No, it works.
addresses, how
It
it works.
Yeah.
So
Ah.
what, like, for example, in the US, there are formal addresses that are used, right? So like in
You
places
don't
where
need to
there
have
are
a
no
formal
formal
address. You can
addresses.
say post office of Nashville or something like that. It works. Location name. As long as
Okay,
Google provides the service, we can try it. Yeah, I'm interested. Okay. Now, so once you do it, let's create a map, right? So file, make copy, no, share and share with others, and restrict it as an anyone with link, copy link, and done. Now, unfortunately, you guys can only create one map, like me. So I have, for those people who are willing, let me know, and then I can make you that you can create up to 5 map, or like a 20 map, right? I mean, but and then also look what I did. This is all my New York data. I think uh, I did the Indian health facility. You can look at the map, you can look at the video and all those. It's pretty easy. You should be able to create a map. And then I can make you guys you know what? Maybe I can make you all the extra things. Wait, just a sec. Let me see. Uh, Type number 2 if you wanna create the additional map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess everybody would put number, right? I'm the super admin, so I can do anything, right? So login successful. So admin, so members. So these are all the members that you created. So I'm going to put you guys like the basic update. So you should be able to create it like the 3 or 4 case. And then I can make it more like I can have you create a more map later if you're interested. But it's 47. We want to talk. I will just make sure that I do this so you can create a map, right? So now it's time to wrap up. Well, stop sharing, cancel. Okay, guys. So we kind of learned what we are going to do for this semester. Aren't you excited? I am. I'm so excited the things that I can do with you guys. And then you will, but beginning of next week, you will learn the basic concept, right? So you can create a nice map and then how to use the data, create your own map and create the website and all those. So it's more like we call the neo GIS. It's not traditional GIS, but the kind of like the new kind of concept of the GIS. And the and this is really cool. There's a lot of things that you can do. I think international, globally, right? And then even the helping. I think communication is really important, right? You need to be able to provide the information that the community people can understand, right? If we have like the table, number, or report, it's difficult for them to understand. But map is really unique, interesting way that the people can really understand. The map that I show, as actually that has been my dream for past 30, like 5 years. So I've been actually developing that thing for past the year. Like I've been developing this thing like for many years. But now I'm so glad that people. So I'm really focusing on the K to 12, and because I think education is important. Yeah, but they also nonprofit. But if you have any questions or comment, you can let me know. But with a map, you can add your own layers, right? Remember that I show you income data and then, like a kind of driving your service area. We'll learn those things. But I'm just showing you this one because it's so easy. And you can kind of learn the, kind of potential of the GIS, right? But we are going to learn another tool. such as Google My Map and some other mapping tool, right? How you can do the GIS. Okay, now we have, wow, gee, we have 105 new message. What is this? Okay, no, it's the 111222. Okay, any questions or comment? You can look at the walk one, and then this video is available. I'm going to create a summary of today's lecture in addition to the transcript, so you should be able to look at it, right? And then any questions or comment? No comment.
I had a comment. I just want to say that it's so interesting just listening to you, utilizing how you've used this data to really actually put it into real world applications. When you were talking about transportation, one of the things I did in my county was I took our representatives, our county commissioners, on a walking tour and a bus tour so they could see from the community's perspective on what it's like to have to take the transportation, and so we started at the very beginning, like at the main bus terminal, and rode the bus all around, just so they could see how long it takes you to get to the next stop. And then once we were done, I had a conversation with them saying I add additional factors into it. If you have to go to the grocery store, stop by the pharmacy, and all these other things, that just adds additional time. So, when people, have those experiences and actually do that, I think, of course, it's not going to convey empathy in everybody, right? Because some people just don't have an empathetic bone, but it actually allows them to see why it's important for certain policies and for you to use certain strategies when you're doing city planning, so it can be more effective, so people can, have less barriers to social determinants of health.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Fawn. Yeah. Anybody want to say additional thing? And you don't need to. Yeah. But sometimes, like whenever I talk, I'm overexcited. You know, I- the only the time when I'm not shy is when I do this kind of thing. So if I was too overexcited, like please excuse me. And so next until next week, your assignment is create a nice map. Right after this class, I will make sure that everybody can create more than 2 or 3 map, right? And then the week one that sheet has all the help file and the resource, right? And I will update those things, and then you will have same thing for every week. Every week before the class, you will have those, several pages of the class material, and then also you will have a summary of the class material with this video and then transcript too, right? And then you can contact me anytime. And then my goal is really you can, even it is one class, I think you can really utilize this skill, for your thesis or your community engagement or any kind of community outreach like that project. Yeah. So I hate to finish 7 minutes earlier than, anybody. So if nobody want to really talk, write down the chatting. Oh yeah. Okay, Kimberly.
Well, I figured out what I did because I'm a bit OCD with my sheet. I needed to save it as a Google sheet because it still wasn't saved as a Google sheet with the copy of the Nashville Doctor. Can you just remind me for the extension add-on, which app did you install?
Maybe, you know what, after this, I will send you a Zoom link, and then maybe I
Okay.
can look at your screen, right? Do you mind? Right. So here is my personal Zoom link. Let me see. I think everybody can kind of look at this. So when you need to have a office hour or any the information, just a sec. Let me show you my Zoom link site. So this is my personal Zoom link. So those people who need help after this class, you can log in, and then I can kind of see your screen, and then I can help you, as much as I can, right? So now, 5 minutes left. So why don't you write down one sentence or two sentences of what you learned?
While we're doing that, I have a question. Is your Zoom link also in the syllabus?
No, I mean, actually, the school strictly forced us to use the bulletin board and then the also class. But I will put that thing onto our work schedule for office hour. You can contact here. Yep.
Okay, right. Thank you.
You cannot just jump into the Zoom because I may be in another meeting, but only like you can either email or text, and then once we have scheduled meeting, you can join. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But that's my the dedicated line. So I'm actually, other than, it sounds a little crazy, but the 12 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'm walking most of the time. So I mean, a little crazy, but so I'm available all in the morning or late evening or even weekend if you need any help. I want to make sure that you do like really exciting and wonderful project, and so people know like how do we do. Okay, now you need to write down one sentence in the chatting box of what you learned. I want to make sure that you understand, from your word or language, this is what I learned and how I could use. So Kimberly, after this is like done, you can rejoin that Zoom link, okay? Hey, be more like the public health with the like your feeling and like the like the passion. Like don't do like I learned how to create a map. Just say a little how I could use us, something like that. Yeah. I'm really excited. I know that this is the first day of the class, like for this class, but I'm really excited to be able to communicate and share what I know with you guys, right? So I think I feel much better. In the beginning, I was really nervous. I mean, you could see I like my face has a tension. I become red. I don't know what to say, but I'm glad that you guys are kind of excited. And then if you need any help, I will help as much as I can. That's why I'm here. Yeah. Wow, you create the first map and all those. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And then I know it's kind of late. Like, no, we are doing until 7:30, 8:30. I have 30 more minutes. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I was totally confused. Okay, let's do something else in that case. Do you mind if I do until 8:30?
No,
I
not
thought, yeah, I thought the class was until like 8, and then I realized it's by 8:30. In that case, maybe I can show this one. You know what? While I can make everybody in the basic, they upgrade your function, and then I can either do that the PowerPoint, or I can have you work on your own data set, and then I can kind of help you, like so how to find the data from your local community. Well, you can just mention, hey, I have even all the data. I used to have all the data in the country who prescribe opioid, and then what kind of the opioid they prescribe, what kind of drug they prescribe. So you can look at one of the doctors just prescribe opioid, like like so many. So like there is a lot of interesting data set. Yeah. So I just so why don't you create a map actually, and then I can kind of give. Well, you can just tell me, hey, I want to create this kind of map, like how I can find the data. Okay? More like the group session. Why don't you? Yeah.
Professor Wansu, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can we, what Kim asked in the chat, can we just go over the extension again? Because I'm
Okay.
just realizing that we can get more information if we have that extension plugged in.
Okay, just a sec. let me just give everybody as an additional function. It'll take 30 seconds. And then maybe what you can do is, wow, I didn't realize we have so many students that I'm actually giving everybody upgrade so you can create more than one map. Sean Smith, okay. Terence White, Audrey Allen. Okay, I upgraded everybody, so you should be able to create more than one map. Now, those people who doesn't have extension, can you share your screen? And then I can kind of look at your screen set. I may not be the actually right person. I only know what I know. I usually rely on technology thing to myself. Yeah, I will do my best. Okay, can somebody share the screen? Those people who do not have extension.
Dr. Wansu, when you click on the, I think I had the extension, it plugged in, but I'm not sure what it should show after that.
Okay, why don't you share the screen? Well, let me just see the Kimberly. Okay, so Kimberly, you installed it already, right? Now this is
So I have it here.
yeah.
I found extensions. Well, I can say that.
Yeah, you have geocode by awesome table.
But I didn't know which one. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, first one, geocode by awesome table, right? And then start geocoding.
Okay, what's
And then scroll down, start like the sheet 3, address, right, and geocode. Yay! Ah,
okay?
that's
And then I
cool,
can
right?
copy back to Mapler.
Yeah, so once you do this, you can set it up that hey, this need to be shared with the viewer, right? The permission, right? And then you can create a map. Everybody can create like a several map now, so you should be okay. If you need more map, let me know, right? Now, somebody has the questions too, right? Yeah, basically, I want to do this one today. The reason I'm doing is like the Africa and Southeast Asia and South America, right? They really don't have lots of resources, but this is so easy. So one of my friends in the Tiribari, like they have a lot of like the accident, right? But they want to really visualize it, and they want to see what's happening, right? I can show you one map that I created. Let me show you. Share screen. I'm sorry that I thought anyhow class is by 8:30. It's my mistake. So we entire screen and this share screen in here, right? So if you look at the site maps, I'm going to add a site, and then I can add your site too. Like once you have a map, but look at this Indian healthcare route. This map. I had a professor from Tanzania, right, and visiting here. And then, so I show her, and then we create this map within 15 minutes, right? Because I was able to download all the location of the healthcare data. Let me show you how I do it, right? I would just say health care facility data in Tanzania, right? I just did the healthcare facility data in Tanzania. They have this, and then like the human data exchange and all those in Tanzania, and then so I click this. So they have this variable, they have this sample map, but this map shows it where it is, but you cannot really customize it and create the way you need. So you do this, and then there's a data download somewhere. Here's the data download. Interactive data. Yeah, there's a data download, right? Do you see this data download, right? So you can download the data. They provided a lot of different way, KML, and then the facilities. So let me show you interesting thing later. Like this KML is a Google format. Shapefile is a shapefile format. So what I can do is they provide it as a CSV, like as a actual data point too. But Tanzania, let me show you this one. I think I can show you some cool thing. So I downloaded in this data set. It's called the KML. It's a keyhole markup language, right? Basically, it's a Google form of the data. So what I can do, I can put this one into my Google Drive and add on the map. So that is something that we'll do next time. You can see the manual. You can add a photo, you can put the website, but you can put any KML or any website, and then you can add information. Now, somebody can say that, hey, I'm looking for this kind of data. Let's say healthcare data, right? So data.gov, right? So like the hospital location, right? I don't know. I'm just doing it. Licensed certified healthcare. Oh, this is California, right? Provide a service file, hospital known like this data, right? So I want to get the data from this provider service file. Let's look at the download. Gee, it might be big. No, this is something else about my Davidson County. So you have a facility name, right? And then you have all kinds of different data. You need to look at the data description, right? And then at the end, most likely, they will have, oh my God. Now, for some people, this has some meaning, right? I don't really know. I guess their utilization data, their payment data, all kinds of different data. I think Christian might know. Now, here is the information that has some issue, right? Because they don't really provide the flat loan data, right? But I want to show you even without the full, oh yeah, they have address, right? So you can create a map, right? I mean, I'm not saying that you need to create all this data and then create a map, because there is like the 116, like the, health related database, but you can only select a certain data, for your area, and you can create a map, right? So in a way, it's more like the Excel and then data, like the work before you do anything. Okay, Shamaria said for the assignment, you just pick your own topic and finding your data using, don't use my data, use your data and create one map and write down the description on one page. You can find the data and then do what you like to do. Now, Kimberly, your extension is on. Suzanne. Okay. Anybody has any question? Phone? Can we go early? yes, you can go early, but let's see. I think it's the first day, so some people might expect that we might, finish a little early. Oops, I just closed something. For today, we can finish it like the now, but like you have to kind of assume the beginning of next week. I usually use it fully, right? But actually tomorrow there is a K-pop music at the Lyman hall at 8 o'clock, and then I have a class until 8:30. So I don't. Oh yeah, I'm being recorded. Wait. Any questions or comment?
Hey, Dr. M, I have one question.
Okay.
So for my table from the Google document, once I'm inputted it into Mapler, I'm not able to save it.
Okay.
Once I get to
So
that
those.
step
Yeah.
where I'm inserting the link.
Okay, so
and
let's do this. I think today's the first day of class. Some of the people were not really expecting that we do this fully. So let's just close this session and then rejoin with the link that I provided. And so for those people who want to work on it, I can kind of
Gotcha.
go over, right? So any final questions? No? No final questions? Okay. So thank you. It's really nice. And then I'm excited to see you again next week. But if you have any questions or something, contact me anytime. Right? Contact me anytime. And we will meet after we close through the Zoom link that I provided for the personal kind of problem solving. Thank you guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.
I'm going to join. Oh, he gone.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I do have one more question.
Okay. Ask me.
Sorry, bear with me. I'm so sick right now. Back to the question I asked previously, if we were using our own data or we were using the data that you supplied during week 1, I kind of you kind of cut out for me. So I was just trying to clarify that one
Use
more
your
time.
data. Use your data.
Okay. And so our data is just stuff that we're personally finding. Like there's no
Yeah,
or
yeah.
resources
It can be barbershop or it can be animal shelter.
Okay. So if we have previous data of I worked in national parks and we use GIS mapping, could we use stuff related to that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye. So I'm going to join to my another account.